Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test account and we got some new events that are up. And of course, looking at the amount of events. So the big one is the Lost Sigils. Now, if you're not familiar with the Lost Sigils, this is an event that is very, very dependent on PvP. However, you can go ahead and recap and replay the battles as many times as you need to go ahead and get your seals. Now, this is a planning aspect for this event specifically. You have to plan exactly what you want to get. So predetermining what loot you want out of this event is important. Now, also, we do have the Temple Rift up. We have the Isle of Gold that is up. We have both of the Bountiful Trials. And of course, we have both of the Trial Heroes up. Now, still a lot of speculation on what is going on with Randall and why he was released essentially 12 days early than our regular schedule. Again, that is yet to be seen. I don't know if they have something planned with the collaboration, with the crossover, with whatever it may be, but we're going to have to see. It could also fall in line with the holiday that they are on. A majority of places over in China are having their holiday right now, so they are out. But let's go ahead and break down the Lost Sigil and see what we have in here. So Lost Sigils, like I was saying, it is a PvP heavy event. And when you complete a battle, you are rewarded a sigil. So right here, you can see there's a nature one, there's a light one. There is one for every single faction we have in here, including the Celestials and the Hippos. They have their own sigils in here. So again, depending on the heroes that you want to get out of here, and you'll notice out of here that these are the core 4 heroes that if you're looking to purchase a hero, these are the heroes. And even looking here, looking at Zafriel, looking at Tarnos, definitely not a good buy. Neither of those heroes are meta. They are not used in really much of the content. Same with Frampton. Frampton, we do not see in any of the content either. He is an obvious pass within here. Now, then we have Lavatoon. So they did finally update this to Lavatoon with the addition of Lavatoon. If you don't have him built, Ascended plus 1 star, which is where you want to get him. That way you can go ahead and engrave. This, in my opinion, would be your absolute priority. Even getting a basic copy, even as a new player, will make a difference. Lavatoon has the ability to buff and buff up exceptionally well. He is still one of the heroes that is in the SSS tier, so the absolute top tier of AFK Arena. So this is completely a hero that you want to get out of here if you do not have them built. Now, if you do already have Lavatoon built, because again, he is one of the primary heroes to build, then we go to number 2. So option number 2 is getting baits. So the baits right here are what you're going to focus on if you have Lavatoon already built. And if you do have them built, you want to get the baits up to Beast Resonance 18. It is going to take a lot of time. It is going to take a lot of dedicated effort to get enough baits to build your beasts up to 18. But the good thing in this game is once you get beasts built up to 18, you're done. You don't have to worry about building them up. Even in future beast release, when we do get a new beast, it is going to be at level 18 once you get to that resonance. And again, it's going to take a while to get there. I know it is very, very time consuming, but with a very deliberate focus, you can build out the baits. Once the baits are done, you are done in entirety. So once you do have those beasts all the way up to 18, then you really have 2 options depending on where your account is. Number 1 is the red chest. Now, of course, the amplification factor of the red chest has went up a ton. And the reason for that is the introduction of the plus 40 signature items. Red chests become a lot more prevalent because now a lot of heroes we can build a lot higher, meaning red chests are in a much, much higher demand. And red chests, I would definitely choose. And then even going down here, the second choice would be your elemental cores. There is no point in AFK Arena where the red chests and the elemental cores are going to be not prevalent or not important, not one of the priorities that you're getting. It is going to be that way forever, and we know it is going to be that way. Now, the question that I get is looking here at the Draconic gear. Now, when you look at the Draconic gear overall, not really important. When you look at like a tier 3 piece that you get from the Resonance compared to one single piece of this gear, I would not get it at all. I do not recommend getting it. The cost and the return to having it, even at 60 sigils right here, using some of your heroes, not worth it at all. And you'll also notice within the Dragon Forge is these Draconic or Dragon Speak emblems. Again, not important, but look at the cost. That is crazy with the cost that they have on these. And we know the Draconic heroes, that is the way you can build them. But when you start looking at the temple, when you start thinking of your regular summons and the insignia summons within the Draconic faction, within, again, that Dragon Isle, You get a ton of emblems. Even a lot of my heroes I've built up to a 30. I built a couple up to a 40. For the Draconic heroes, you get more than enough emblems. The problem is you don't get the heroes. That's where we're missing it. And also remember with the Draconic heroes is you are going to need a point where you do have to have the engraving on there as well, meaning you're going to have to build them. And there's also going to be a point where getting them up and building them up is kind of important if you want to make progression. But let's go ahead and look at the event. Now, in addition to the loot you see out of here, you get the Road to Glory. Now, this is just additional loot. And you'll notice this additional loot does go down quite a bit. As you see some Stargazer Scrolls, we have a couple different chests in here. The only way to actually get some of the loot a little bit further down is unfortunately by buying it. So when we look at the advanced store, you can see that we do get some additional loot in here. We get some more battle experience. The battle experience only carries you so far, so unfortunately you cannot get everything that you want in here. Now, when it comes to combat specifically, for instance, on this account, I do not have the baits. I do not have Lava Tune, actually, is I can come through here and you'll notice right here, and specifically we will use Lava Tune, that he requires 35 sigils of destruction. We have 95 sigils of nature, and then of course we have sigils of light. Now you can combine, or really looking at this, you can look at the sigils of nature and light and see exactly what you're going to have to build out of here, because your goal for getting this hero is only the 35 sigils of destruction, meaning that when we have the Wilder and we have the Lightbearer sigils, you can see they do coincide right here with getting the bait. So that is going to be the focus. So essentially within here, you could go ahead, you could do a battle. It'll go through the matchmaking process. Now we'll go ahead and challenge this. And right off the bat, you'll notice that whatever hero that I put in this formation is the sigil that I'm going to receive. So again, thinking of the heroes that we need Lightbearer heroes, we need Wilder heroes, and you can see that the sigils are popping up here in the bottom. And we do need our Hippo sigils right there. So this is going to yield me one of each. Now, there's a couple different ways that players can do this, or you can really try it. Is, let's say, for instance, we know coming back right here, we need 35 of these sigils is going again to this challenge, is we could pull everyone out of here. And essentially, if you have a team right here, you could get 5, you could do, your 7 battles of 5 to get your 35 sigils. And at that point, you would be completely done. You don't have to worry about the sigils anymore, because now you're only focusing on the light bears and the wilders that we used in this scenario, which is the exact same thing with these. Is you could come in here and you could run 5 different wilder heroes to pick up the 5 wilder sigils. It is mathematically, it seems a lot easier to do it this way. Because of course you want to make sure that you do get enough sigils, but some players will run, if I have 2 very strong wilders, I have 2 very strong light bearers, and then I have 1 and only 1 hypo hero, you can definitely go this way. And of course it's going to give you a constant growth. But if you're doing it this way, you're going to need 35 battles to get those 35 sigils. And of course for the light bearer and for the wilder, you're going to be over on all the sigils, but again, it will work. Now, one thing to note in this game mode is you do have the ability to merc heroes. This is very, very important, because for a lot of players with the mercenary heroes, is if I do not have a strong hero, even looking here like at a hypo hero, if I do not have a strong hero like Lavatoon, or even some fully built out Eugene, whatever it is, if you don't have the hero built out, you can still use them unlimited in combat, meaning that, again, if I do not have a hypo, I can go ahead and I can request Lavatoon. We can get our copy of Lavatoon, we can get our copy of Matria, whoever it is, and you can use them within the Lost Sigils event, going in there and really making sure that you have the ability to maximize the sigils you need and really building them out. So it's a really good event for the fact that you do get an incredible amount of loot in here. And again, with the addition of Lavatoon, that is really cool to see. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.